All right. Hey guys, welcome back to episode 6 of the People. And today our guest, Nicholas, this young,
Hello,
good
guys.
looking guy. So Nicholas, what what do you do, man? What's the interesting thing you do?
Well, I mean, I would say that not many interesting things. Like there is, I mean, I guess with people there are a lot of interesting things that they do. There's so many things. There's so many layers to a human. Like they have like many talents, many things they can do, hidden talents. But for
Yeah.
me personally, I mean, I have two strong ones, which is uh, mixed martial arts and illustrating and arts. So I'm
Oh,
not, I'm not, I'm not a smart dude. I mean, uh, I've never gotten a B for any subject in high school. I've only gotten like an A for BM. That's it. That's the only A I've gotten.
I mean,
So
I
I mean,
mean, talking about it, bro. It's
yeah,
all about hustle, line of the day.
yeah,
yeah,
But
man.
man.
but I mean, like when you're saying you didn't get B and stuff, all right. I mean,
Hmm.
for who you are now, who you will become in the future, it all depends on you. I mean, you don't have to have like a college degree or like a diploma. I mean,
Yeah.
you see, like example. I mean, some people might say I'm stupid, but this is an example. Like Steve Jobs,
Yeah.
how did he come without a degree, without anything? You know,
Hmm.
he dropped out of uni.
Uni,
I mean,
yeah.
studying in that
Yeah,
uni
man.
is like a big thing, bro. You know,
Correct.
Yeah.
and who he is now, his name is still there for him.
Hmm.
So like anyone can do it, man. It's just about how they put it on and stuff. But
True. Yeah,
I
man.
respect the
Because
hustle you're doing, man. But we'll get into
yeah,
it
I mean,
slowly, lah. We'll get into it. We'll
yeah,
share it out how so people will get to know what we are talking about actually.
Yeah.
yeah. True, true, true.
So, bro, tell us
So I
more
guess,
about your MMA. What do you do?
well, well, the thing is, it's not necessarily MM. I mean, as of 2019, no, 2020, as of last year, it's been MMA, but before that, it's been solely boxing. I've always
Nice.
loved boxing. Obviously greats Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., everyone from modern as well. Ryan Garcia, Canelo Alvarez,
Yeah.
Billy Joe Saunders.
Correct, correct.
Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. There's so many
Yeah.
great names in boxing, and then like obviously growing up, I've seen Rocky. You know,
Yeah. That's a
I've
fantastic
seen
film though, by the way.
Classics, lah.
yes, beautiful film. Classics. Not too sure about the fifth and the sixth one, but 1 to 4 is good. And it's and I remember I was in New Zealand. I think I went to send my brother to college. I went to send him off to college,
Oh,
and then so once we let him whatever to get his affairs in order, my dad, my mom, and I we went on a road trip. Uh, through the whole of North Island,
nice.
and we stopped in Rotorua. Rotorua is in the middle of North Island, New
Okay.
Zealand,
New Zealand, all right.
and my uncle lives there, and
Nice.
he had sent his oldest to boxing training. So in their
Oh,
garage, they had a speed bag, they had a, like a medium
oh,
heavy bag, and
yeah.
me being me, I've always loved, seeing people hit the bag and stuff. And then I asked my cousin, I was like, "Hey, can you teach me how to box?" And he said, "You sure?" He's like, Yes and no," because I wasn't really fit back then. So then he was like, "Okay, you're gonna do this now." And to be very honest, I'll be very plain and honest. I hated it. I didn't like it one bit. It was the
Yeah,
worst time ever. You're not getting the punch right. You're not getting the movement, the technique right. Your
correct.
foot is like slipping over each
Drifting,
other.
yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yes, and then even doing the speed bag, getting the rhythm. Like you get it 1 2 seconds, and then you're like, oh shit,
Yeah,
that's not working.
and your arms already tired, right? Just
Yes,
drops.
yes, yes, yes. My arms were just dead. They were just dead. And then I was like, and then after the workout, he was like, how do you feel? I said, I hate this thing. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And then he's like, well, as long as you tried, like at least you tried. I said, yeah. And
Yeah,
then after that, I just go play FIFA and makan. That's it. And then fast forward, like I think the next 2 days we were there, I found myself being drawn back to the heavy bag. I felt myself going slowly. I was like, why am I coming here? Why? Like, why? And I put on my cousin's gloves and I just started frustrated, hit the bag. If you're ever in a boxing gym, you see a boxing bag, you want to hit it, you get all your
Correct.
frustration comes out. Big
Exactly.
stress reliever one. You
Yeah.
just beat the crap out of the thing. And then I did it and I was like, wow, actually this is actually quite cool. And then we left. And then we left and then fast forward all this time. And then I think in 2016. So in 2016 I went to fetch my brother back from his college.
Okay.
And on the way back, we made a stop in Melbourne. And in Melbourne, there's something called Boxing Day. So Boxing Day is the day after Christmas where everything's on sale.
Oh,
Oh, the
okay.
Boxing Day.
Well,
Okay.
It's like, dude, everything is on sale, like 60% off, 70% off. So
yeah.
we were in the mall in Melbourne, and then there was a sports shop. So we went in, look around. Yeah, sorry, um, I saw a bag of gloves and hand wraps. I said to myself, okay, I want these gloves. I don't know why I just want these gloves. They're really cool. And
Yeah.
and I told my dad, it's like, yeah, okay, you got your pocket money, right? Use that. I was like, okay. I used that, bought it. Uh and yeah, I actually have the gloves right here actually.
You got the
Still
glove.
with they're still with me after,
Nice.
these
Oh,
Damn.
these are red Everlast ones. Um but these ones I didn't really know what to look for in boxing gloves back
Yeah.
then because I was really young. This one has like like there's like a soft thumb,
Yeah.
which is not
Correct. That's where
ideal,
your thumb goes in,
but
right? In.
yeah, and you can move your thumb. So, and it's quite thin. I think this is about 10 ounce, maybe 10, 12
The
ounce.
size. The size lah.
Yeah, 10, 12 ounce. So, in actuality, like these are not even supposed to be training gloves. So, training gloves are
Oh.
usually 18 to 16 ounces.
Oh, so
So,
then what gloves you bought? Is it for competing?
I didn't know at that time. I was clueless. I was just like, oh god,
Okay,
these
okay.
look cool. Let me get these, and they were cheap. So might
Yeah.
as well. And then yeah, I got them. I thought they were so sick. And then I got home, and then I was like, okay, I have gloves, I have hand wraps.
Yeah.
Now what do I need? And then I'm thinking boxing bag. So I convinced my dad. My dad was like, okay, you're gonna do this means I'll get you a bag. And I'm like, okay. And keep in mind, this is like a 15-year-old me. Okay, so
We all been
I
there, bro.
yeah, we've all been there. So uh, we bought this Lonsdale bag, right?
Okay.
And honestly, for that time, $500 is a really good deal. For the bag,
Yeah.
it
Oh.
came with
Oh.
mitts. It came with like mitts for your trainer to hold. It came with
Oh.
wraps. It
Oh.
came with um, gloves. It came with like mid gloves.
Oh. Okay.
And these ones are really, really
That's
thin
cool.
because they're meant for mid work,
I see. I
for
see.
your training.
Yeah.
And uh, I started doing it, and then we hung the bag up. And I think Tishan, you've seen the bag. I think you have seen the bag, right? It's upstairs.
Yeah. I've seen. I've
Yeah.
seen. Yeah.
So yeah, I've been and traditionally when you put your own boxing bag, you're supposed to put it at your own height.
Yes.
So
Correct.
maybe
That is
the
true.
top of the bag, top of your head, or maybe your forehead,
Yeah.
so you can train properly. And I was young, and then now over the years now I'm 19 now, so I've grown about 5 inches maybe. I've grown about 5 inches, and now when I'm going face to face with the bag is like here on my nose. So and it's hard to adjust because like we used the rope and like hung it to the grill on the ceiling, and it's very complicated lah. So I'm just leaving it for now.
Mm.
And, and I came back. I never really properly started training until like 2017, and that's where I went to Alex Gymnasium in SS2,
I see.
and it's run by a Russian dude. It's run by a Russian dude, and my first
Wh-
class
Mm.
itself. And keep in mind, I learned everything from YouTube. It means like I went on YouTube, like how do you throw a jab? How do you throw a cross? How do you throw a hook? And all the stuff. And I'm just shadow
Self-taught lah. Basically,
boxing,
you self-taught lah.
something like
Before
that. Lah.
before
I
that lah.
mean, yeah. And being like this and being young, and when you're young, you're really egotistical. You memang high nose one. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you tell people, oh yeah, I do boxing and all that stuff, right? They're like, wow, you do box. Okay lah, don't mess with you, don't cari pasal you. And I was like, you memang behind us. Yeah lah, you want
Yeah.
come. You want chat, let's chat. And
Yeah.
and then when my first ever class with Alex, right? Honestly, I was humbled, man. I was humbled. Like when you step into the gym, right? There's a different
Yes.
smell, The
Yeah.
gym smells different,
It's
right?
all that hard work, you know,
It's just
from
sweat,
everyone. Yes.
leather,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes blood. And
Yeah.
my first class itself, like, because in his class, there's a ring and then there's an outside place where all the bags are held.
Okay.
And usually for his class, the beginners will be outside the ring and the more advanced fighters will be in the ring. So the advanced fighters will do more advanced combos, and the ones outside would learn the basics, your 1-2s, your 1-2-3s, 1-2-3-4, and all that. And then I remember he would go in a line with the pads to practice the combo. When he came to me and I threw my jab, he flicked out his left hand and he caught me like that. And he just flicked at me. And I wasn't expecting it. I was like, well, what the
Yeah.
heck?
Yeah.
And
You
then
you
he
wasn't
said, no,
expecting a
keep your
counter
chin
attack.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, keep your
Yeah.
chin down, use your arm. He corrected me and
Uh,
stuff. And I'm like, okay, okay,
yeah. He
okay.
gave you
And then,
put the chin
yeah.
down.
Yeah. And then when he came back the second time, also same thing. Like,
Uh,
it's basically like muscle memory lah at this
yes,
point.
correct. He's
And as
giving
I
you
will
yeah.
show you, yeah, and as I will show you after this, like you can see the the improvements and the crappy ones and the good ones. But it was the most surreal thing. And I remember wearing my gray top, and the gray top is like very light gray. Class started at 8. No, class started at, yeah, 8 and ended at 9. By the time it was 9, right, it was dark gray. Like the shirt was just drenched in sweat.
So yeah, like you fell nicely
Dude,
somewhere in the river like that. Like it looks like that,
yeah. It actually, and then I came home. Like you can, like, you squeeze the thing in, the thing like just drips sweat. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually so good. And then I came
right?
home. I didn't
Yeah.
go for class for the next week. My body was
Body
done.
cow lah, gone ready.
Kau
Body
kena
gone,
already
bro.
lah.
My legs were dead. Even though the warm up itself kills you.
Correct.
If you ever been in a boxing gym,
Correct.
right, and you go for a class, the warm up kills you.
The warm up will
No
kill you.
matter what.
Yes.
Warm up
Exactly.
kills you no matter what.
Been
So
there, yeah.
the warm up was running, push up, sit up, usual stuff lah. It's not like PJ in school lah. Tu
Yeah.
macam
That
ni,
one, that one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No,
Yeah.
none of that. It's
It's
like
not that,
constant
yeah.
jogging around, and
You're always moving, yeah.
I felt really scared. Like it's scary, because there was a 6 foot Russian dude,
Ooh.
big, right? There was like another small, like, um, I think it was like Lithuanian or something, botak.
Mm.
You got the Adidas shoes on,
Mm-mm.
shadow
Gone lah.
boxing them, Ghana's one. I'm like,
Mm.
oh my god, got one Indian fella, very slick jaw, haircut, got the line and everything, got the compression, the compression top,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Nike top, like ketat, skin
Correct,
ketat,
correct,
kan.
correct.
Wearing that one, big ass
Oh,
gloves, ganas like that,
cool.
inside the ring. I'm like, oh my god. And then you look next to me, another one fat fella like me, like that. This one big fella. This one big fella with glasses, right? And then his stance also, right, like that,
Wait,
like that.
this like the 1800 style lah.
Yeah, like that, like that. And then got one fella, I think he was like, I don't know, he's got like some, I don't know how you say, like, it's not Down syndrome, but it's like,
Okay.
I don't know, like some people have like a back issue where they can't really like stand up straight. So they're like a bit hunchback. There was
You
this
get
one kid, hunchback, right? The fella's hands were damn fast, dude. Like the fella lightning, like imagine Muhammad Ali, like a Malay dude about 14 years old, pop, 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 moving like that. I'm like, wow, this fella ganas, huh? Got
I
a
think
few
by the time you
Myanmar
blink,
fellas.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
man, got a few
you blink.
Myanmar
Yeah.
fellas, got a few aunties also.
Wow. Okay.
Not say aunties lah, probably like mid early, like mid 20s, early
Yeah.
30s. And
Aunties
then
are you?
yeah, man, I don't know, like, I mean, but in the mornings also, like in Alex's gym, in the mornings they have like spin class, right class.
Mm.
That one is where all the aunties, the Kelvis all will come lah,
Yeah, lah.
with the
Mm.
mat. coming with
And
the
they're the
rolled up
ones
mat,
interested
Yeah,
in this kind of
towel.
stuff, right?
yeah,
Yeah, man,
I've seen that. Yeah,
got the bikes and everything.
yeah,
Oh, but it was honestly, as much as I love the gym, right? It was a very bad time for me to go to the gym because I was having finals right when I started. So I paid for 3 months, and within the first 2 months, I burned through everything because of my finals. I had rehearsals for like the graduation. I had I had exams, and then I was just lazy. So essentially, I didn't really fully commit lah. But when in the times that I did go, I pushed lah. I remember one class, I vomited because it was that bad. I didn't digest my food properly. Boom,
yeah.
gone.
Because you're pushing your
Vomited.
body to its maximum limit. That's when
Exactly.
everything come out.
Yeah, and that day, right, he was teaching us on your toes. So instead of
Ah,
being flat foot, right, he was teaching us
yes,
on your toes, plant, hit,
yeah,
plant, hit. I mean, teacher will
right.
understand this, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
basically when
You know,
when you are bouncing on your toes, and
yeah,
then when you actually want to hit, you plant your feet, and then
yeah.
you hit. So
Basically,
he was teaching us that,
it's like a in
yeah,
out.
in and
Uh,
out.
yeah,
So the in out kind of thing. And then he was teaching that, and then he was like, when I tried it, he was like, okay, good. And then when he tried it again, he was like, no, 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 cannot, tablet, not working, not working. And then he said, can I you hit the bag, then hit the bag. So I went to the bag, so he was like, oh, like give up, like he saw how I did, he was like, the budak ni don't want to learn lah, okay lah, screw it lah. Tend to the other
uh,
students. And in a way
oh,
that demotivated me because I was like,
yeah. I've
damn,
been there.
especially when you're coached, right?
Correct,
And
correct.
Alex is the type of coach that I'm not trying to badmouth him or anything. I don't want to do that. But he's the type of coach that if he see a potential in you, he will lion you.
You push, yeah.
So if he see potential in you, he will lion you. So I guess that it was my fault that I didn't really show him that I wanted to box. I didn't really show him that I wanted to be that. And as a 17-year-old and 16-year-old, it's hard lah because you wanna enjoy high school, go try different things, go out, stay out late, come back, and that really took a toll. So I didn't do much. I didn't even lose weight. I honestly didn't even lose weight. And then, but I kept practicing at home. I kept
That's
hitting
good.
my bag
That's very good.
because, and it's gotten to a point where it's really, really dumb, where I'm constantly shadow boxing. As of
Okay.
today, I'm unconsciously shadow boxing. So I could be making breakfast, right? And I'm
And
shadow boxing.
you're just there.
Yeah, just
You
want
know.
to,
Yeah.
move, and then I could be what? I could be just chilling. I could be in the shower. I shadow box in the shower. I honestly shadow box in the shower, and I'm not afraid to admit that I
Uh,
don't really,
no, I
I
mean
shadow
it's
box in the
nothing
shower.
wrong. It's like it's sorry to cut you, Nick. Like
Yeah, no worries.
it's like how some people example like singers, musicians, they'll be showering, they'll
Mhm.
think of a lyric, they'll sing in the showers. You know what I
Exactly.
mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I sing
there's
in the
nothing
shower
wrong.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
good. That's good.
Even sometimes my brother will be like, "Hey, I can hear you singing, man." Yes, what?
So
And
you were saying? Yeah.
yeah, it's come to as of today, lah. That's what it was. But before this, it was just drilling, just practicing, hitting the bag. If I felt frustrated, I'm hitting the bag. Even when I would have like tantrums, you know, as a teenager, you have a lot of outbursts and emotional swings, moods.
Young blood,
Basically, you
right?
hit your period, like in a way. In a way, you hit
Yeah.
your kind of mental period.
Correct.
So in those times when I would get really, really upset, right, I would just hit the bag like
Yeah.
non-stop, you know. And I remember there was one time I didn't hit the bag. I came and there's a really hard concrete wall in my room,
Oh
and
my God.
I
Put the
barefisted I barefisted my wall,
my goodness.
and sometimes you can feel like there's a bit of like a
Like a
muscle on
sharp.
top of your knuckle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And after hitting that, my knuckle just went red, and I could move that muscle on top of my
Yeah.
knuckle, and I couldn't clench my fist. I couldn't clench my fist,
So
which is a good time to say that my hands, especially this hand, I actually broke my finger in this hand. So when I was, I think about 16, I had a youth camp. I had a church camp in Malacca, and when we went there, it was raining the first night, and the next day we had games. So when we had games, we went, and then I was running, me lah, being stupid. We're in the jungle. There's wet grass, and me, like an idiot, I'm wearing flat top Converse, the real slippery one. This one you wear, you can slide on the concrete in school. That kind of shoe. And then we had to do this game where we had to swing on a rope and land in a hula hoop. And I didn't do it the right way. I swung, I slipped, I went up about 5 feet,
Oh
and I
my
fell
God.
straight. And I went, obviously, when you're falling, you want to break the fall, right?
Yeah.
So when you want to break the fall, I went with my right hand. My right hand just went
Oh wow,
boom,
wow.
and my
Oh,
right finger. So
Oh yo yo.
you see at the line here,
Yeah.
right? Because you have like one bone, two
Yeah.
bone, three bones.
Yeah.
So right at the end of the second bone, my
Yeah.
finger just went that way.
I like how you're doing that. Like, I'm not sure whether you're showing me a middle finger or
No,
what.
no, 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 no. Okay, okay. I mean,
No,
I'm
I'm
not
just
trying
joking.
to, but
I'm just
that's
joking,
why I'm
bro.
keeping this finger out. I'm keeping this
Yeah.
finger out. I'm keeping this finger out.
So
So
the
that
thing
went
sideways,
this
right?
way. Yeah, but
Oh
it wasn't
my.
a clean break. It was like a fracture. It was actually a hairline fracture. But
Oh.
but I didn't realize it. I didn't feel it. So when I got up and next to the tree where the rope was at, there was a pondo. My teammates were all there. So when I'm waving at them, I'm saying I'm fine. I look at my hand and my fingers just like to the left. And I
Oh
honestly,
my
I've never
God.
screamed like a, excuse my language for this point, but
Yeah.
I never screamed like a bitch before in my life. And it was so painful, man. Like once like if you realize something, right, then your brain register, oh crap,
Oh,
finger's
pain, pain.
broken. Oh shit. And then I screamed, and then lucky enough, uh the church I went to was also my school. So I had my teachers with me as well. So I screamed at my teacher. I was like, "Teacher, my hand broken, teacher. What you want me to do?" And she's like, "Calm down, calm down." And then she brought me to my cousins. My cousins were there as well.
Okay,
So
thank God.
then my cousin brought me to the main teacher who was in charge of my
The
class.
whole okay.
Yeah. And then she said, the teacher's name is Grace. Okay, so my cousin is like, "Grace, one of your students broke the finger." And then she's like, "Which one?" And then she screamed my name. She said, "Nicholas." Immediately, right, she came from there, she ran, she said, "What happened?" And I was like, she saw the thing, she's like, "Oh God." And then
Aiyo.
honestly, like I've never been so in so much pain and laughter at the same time. Because
Yeah.
then like two of my cousins were there. So my second cousin who had the car keys, he came, and and then she's like, "What happened? What happened? You broke your finger." So she giving the keys to my other cousin like that. She's giving like other cousin keys. And then I'm showing her, I'm saying, "Look, lah, look. You see, look at my finger." She's like, "No, I don't want to look." And then got in the car. As soon as we got in the car, right, I was calm. I was not
Yeah.
panicking. On the car ride over, right, I just had my head against the glass, and I was just looking at my finger. And we got to the emergency hospital, government hospital lah. We went there, okay, tunjuk IC, kasih IC, went in, took the first X-ray. Then they saw it was a hairline fracture. But I didn't know where it was because it was so close to the joint. Sorry, it was so close to the joint. It was so
Yeah.
close to the joint that I didn't know it was a hairline fracture. I thought it was just like the space in
Yeah.
between the bone. And then they say no, hairline fracture. I said okay.
Airline.
Then we
Thank
went,
God.
and then they say, yeah, man.
Yeah. Luckily,
And
it's not worse, you know. My God.
yeah, and then the fella, I was standing there. They took my heart rate, right, 66 BPM, which is very very slow. That means I was very calm.
Oh,
And
okay.
then my teacher and my cousin were like, "You were screaming like 20 minutes ago, and
Not
now
very
you
calm.
just." I was so calm. I was just like,
Chill lah.
"Okay,
Yeah.
dah, siap ah, okay."
Uh,
And then she's like, my teacher was like, "Hey, you okay? Ah? You need me to kiss you or something to get your heart rate up?" I was like, "No, no, thank you. Leave me alone." And then I went in, sat down, and then cut the long story short, I went. The fella said, "Okay, you not I set for you, or you want I chucho your hand first?" So chucho your hand, basically they put anesthetic in your hand
yeah lah.
before they crack. And I was like, whatever hurts the least.
Yeah.
I was quite a pussy back then, lah. So, or quite a sissy back then. Sorry. But then, yeah. So the fella went with the needle, and if you're vaccinated, you'll know what it feels like.
Yeah.
So usually you want to go in, you push, and then you come out, right?
Correct.
And then you go another place and you chuchok. But the fella
Yeah.
went in, he put the design, he came out, he didn't even take it out of my hand, He went back, moved direction, pushed some more,
Oh,
Oh,
and he
oh,
chuchok. And then he pulled back,
oh
went
my
another
god.
place,
I can
chuchok.
feel that. Ah,
And I'm
yo.
thinking to myself, why? Why? And my hand just like, my finger just like kembang lah. And then he asked me,
Like,
okay, budak, nama apa? I said, nama Nicholas. Umur berapa? Before I said 16, already like cracked it back.
Oh,
It took me by surprise lah. So he's like, I
oh,
was
I
like,
see, I see,
he
I
oh,
didn't
see.
wanna.
okay,
He didn't
okay,
want. He
okay.
want you to feel it, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what they do in training as well. So like they
Mm,
surprise them, because that way it gets it done faster. And then
I
I'm in
see.
pain. Fella put so my two fingers here were strapped together, and they put a metal, what is it called, a stint or something, a stent or something like that.
Stand. Is it a
It's
net?
a stent. No, it was like a metal
I think it's the
thing
metal
plate.
thing for the
Metal
finger
thing,
or
is
It
something,
it?
was
right?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a metal plate, and it had like a sponge or something.
Hold it,
So it was
lah.
a sponge, and then it was a sponge, and then the metal. So they put
oh,
that,
okay,
and
okay.
then it wrapped my hand, and then it took another X-ray and all that stuff, and then medication. I was like, okay, gone lah. My teacher's bank account gonna die. My cousin's bank account gonna die. My bank account gonna die. My wallet gonna kasa everything lah. So I was just there, and then they said, okay, jump. And then my teacher was sitting next to me. He's like, you better hope it's cheap, ah. It's a government hospital, okay? And I was like, okay. And they say, you are the IC kan? Okay, syndrome IC. Okay. Handed me the total bill. Okay. Jumlah bill RM1.
What?
Untuk X-ray, untuk medicine, ubat semua, X-ray
Yeah.
stand semua, letter semua,
Yeah.
RM1. Nah,
One
my
ringgit.
teacher said, you got RM1. Ah. I was like, yeah. Okay, pay. Paid RM1.
Wow.
Yeah. The
One
whole thing cost
ringgit.
me one ringgit.
Were you a
Maybe.
school student when this thing happened?
I was a high school student,
I think it's
but
because of the school, because he's
Oh,
a high school
student
student,
lah.
so they have this thing in the government hospital for uh, happens for
yeah,
high
Yeah,
school
but the
students.
thing is, I wasn't in government school after Form 1.
But you're still, I
So
think, I think it's just because you're still a student,
yeah,
so maybe could
probably.
because of that, lah.
Yeah, maybe it was because of that. So I was grateful lah, RM1. I can say I paid
yeah.
for my own hospital bill, bragging rights sikit. And then when we came, and I still had, I think, 3 days left of the camp. So I went through 3 more days of activities, right, with a broken
Ah,
finger.
Are you
And
serious,
all my
bro?
friends, all
that's
my
the way, bro.
friends were having fun, you know, everything, I'm sitting there like I can't even write. I had
Poor
I had
thing.
to hold I had to hold like a pencil. I had to hold it like this.
Oh,
I had to hold it like
Oh.
this and write.
Mm.
And like this is what I would do. I would hold it like this and I would write. I couldn't even draw. And that's like the
There.
one thing I love doing. That I couldn't draw. And
Oh,
I
you
was
love
so
drawing.
sad, man. Yeah. Drawing
Oh,
is like
also
one
another
of the
passion of yours?
yeah, also another
Wow.
passion. Um
Okay.
so it was just really bad. I mean, I've never been so depressed and sort of happy at the same time. And the place where we're staying, we had pondok lah. So in the jungle, they had like mini pondok. So you stay in one pondok. So my pondok was all the way up, at the last pondok, in the hutan there. And I had about 2-3 bags. I had my carry-on. I
Oh my
had one
God.
small one, and had
Okay.
another small one. So one for dirty clothes, one for like clean clothes and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So I had to move that all the way down to one smaller pondok that the facilitators were sleeping at, so I could stay there. But obviously, people helped me, and I felt like, okay, I'm the type of person who, like, I hate like having things done for me. Like I would rather be humble and do it myself, because I can.
That's nice.
And
That's
at that
nice.
moment, when I knew I couldn't, right, I was like, you know, fine. Got home, and then this is where it really, really took a toll on me, because you have your grip strength, right? And
Yeah.
people sometimes say, they crack their
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah,
I
knuckles.
cannot
Yeah,
I cannot crack this finger anymore. I cannot crack.
yeah.
There's the bone is filled up there, and I can't really. Well, I mean, I
So,
can, but
mm,
it
so that means you can't fulfill that the full satisfaction like when you crack.
exactly, yeah. There's always that one bloody finger that can't, and then, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. And then
Yeah.
after that, I went to UM. They said, "Where's your government hospital?" Okay, you go UM. You go to UM, they'll take care of you. That's when all the money started. So each like physio session I had was I think about $27.
Each
And then
session,
they
huh?
gave me a yeah man, and they gave me like a new stent which was made out of wax. So it was wax,
Okay.
and then you wrap it, and then slowly but surely, I think I didn't finish my physio. I didn't finish it because once you're
Wow.
supposed to be fully healed, you're supposed to
Yeah.
go back for physio and you're supposed to like work
Right.
on your grip strength. But I didn't do that because once I was healed, I thought I was healed. Okay, done. I'm back.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh crap, my grip strength last time used to be my right hand grip strength was stronger than my left. Now my left hand is stronger than my right.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
that really took a toll, especially on the boxing side. Like I wanted to hit the bag, but then when I hit the bag, like it
The
would send
pain, huh?
shocks to my finger, and I was like, you
Mm.
know. But
Mm.
I feel like in that moment, I felt like, yeah, I knew that this is what I love doing. Because if I didn't punch the bag right, even though I had a broken finger, I would know in my heart that I wasted my time on boxing. I wasted time getting the gloves. I wasted money getting the gloves and the bags. I wasted other people's time. But the fact that I kept hitting the bag, right, even though the fact that I wanted to hit the bag with my broken finger, right, says that, yeah, that's what I love. It gave me that satisfaction. Yep, you do. And in
And
that moment, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then I worked. And then fast forward 2020, March, I started working in January. I got some gaji. I was like, okay, I wanted to go join a gym, MMA gym, because I've always been fascinated by jujitsu, wrestling, kickboxing.
nice.
And then I
Yeah.
started watching UFC. And I was like, what
Yeah.
the heck? This is so good. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, boxing is fun, but this is like way
It's
more
like something
brutal.
different.
Yeah, man. It's a bit narcissistic in a way that you like to watch someone get beat up in octagon in front of millions.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah, but then
Yeah.
I started watching. I was like, damn, that's cool. Even though it's easier to get in, but you get paid less, or you want to go with boxing, which is harder to get in, but you get paid
But
more.
yeah.
So
Yeah. True. That's true.
and then I was like, okay, I got this, and I was like, okay, what gym do I go to? And I found one near my house. It's called My Fit PJ.
Oh, my
They
faith.
have
Okay. Okay.
yeah, there's one in Kota Kemuning, and there's one in Puchong, and there's one in PJ, which is the one I go to. So I signed up, everything, I paid. I was like, oh damn, finally use my gaji. I feel like a man now.
Oh.
I went for one class.
Yeah.
Which is a
Mm.
wrestling class. It was with an American coach. And I think TJ, you notice in like traditional wrestling, you have to shoot, right? When you shoot,
Yes.
you have to do
Shooting.
the heel, knee, and then or the heel, toe, knee, and then you
Yeah.
shoot and you go up into the
Correct.
takedown.
Shooting.
So he
Yes.
was teaching me that. My legs died because I've never like you never like, and I'm quite a big dude,
Yeah.
so, and I was I
Yeah.
think about like 100 kgs or something, or like 90
Yeah.
something kgs back then.
Yeah.
And when you a big man, right, you never
Yeah.
flexible that way, right? You go and you listen, right,
Yeah.
your leg just you
Yeah.
have those like spasms, and then I
Yeah.
just cramped up. I
Because
just cramped
yeah.
up,
Mhm.
and it was very intimidating as well because you must right. There's tons of people. There's a Muay
Yes.
Thai class going on. There's a wrestling class going on. You got all these fighters with their hand wraps,
The
with
reps
their mouth
and
guards,
the
with the compressions, and
yep.
kicking the pads. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh.
this is so scary. This is so scary. Like, and like it's like the new kid, new first day in school.
Yeah.
First day in school, you got
Right.
all these unknown people, and then when you start, then it just took off. And this fella, he was like, okay, you're new here, right? Okay. want you to do this, do this, do that, do that. I was like, okay. And then again, I didn't go for the rest of the week because my legs were dead. I couldn't bend my knees. I couldn't walk down my stairs. I had to limp downstairs. That's how much pain my legs were in. And then that weekend, COVID-19,
Oh,
MCO start,
man.
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Ayo.
and then lockdown,
Lockdown,
complete total lockdown, the first ever lockdown. We were in our houses, nothing.
nothing, yeah.
And then
Starts
fast
from there,
forward,
yeah.
and then I think it was in July. Yeah, it was in July. It was in July, I think, when they book out gyms again, right? And I was like, wait a minute. So I called out the lady who worked at the front desk. I said, okay, I didn't really use up my whole month that I paid for. So can I just use up the month I have left and then pay afterwards? And she's like, yeah, sure, sure, sure. And then she was very kind. She gave me an extra week.
Wow.
So I technically had 4 weeks. So original I had 3 weeks. And then she tambah 1 week because she said
One more.
1 month, man. And so she gave me a month. And then, but at that time, there were no classes. That means you go in, you just do your own workout. So I started doing the weightlifting, started doing the cardio, the conditioning. And then they said, here's the new timetable. So I saw all the classes. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for all these classes. I'm going to sign up for everything. I'm just going to do it. And then I told my brother, because he's fitness junkie as well. So
Yeah.
he eats clean and everything. And one day he was cooking dinner and he said he's cooking my dinner as well because he's cooking one shot. And he's like, you eating rice? I was like, no, I'm not eating carbs. I said, I'm going to stop eating carbs. And then he's like, no carbs. I was like, yeah. He's like, okay. And from that point on, I didn't touch one potato, no bread, no sugar, no ice cream,
Wow.
no fast food, mm,
Push.
no rice. That means no biryani, no curry,
Oh, you.
no nasi kanda,
All the good
no
stuff, huh?
mixed rice, and all that stuff. I was just eating protein veg. Just protein veg, protein veg. I couldn't snack, and I love snacking.
That's the hardest thing now.
I
We
mean,
can't
but
snack, you know.
That's the
dude,
hardest thing.
exactly, and I ended up snacking on nuts, raisins. Even that also it had to be in moderation because that's calorific as well.
Correct, correct.
And then I think I probably hit the best like wave of my life because as I was going every day, right? So my schedule was when classes started was Monday morning 10 a.m. Muay Thai. Okay, so if I had class in the morning, I wouldn't eat breakfast because I didn't want to vomit. And then Tuesday night, jujitsu, which is ground grappling, but
Yeah,
no
playing.
gi, no gi. That means like no.
Oh, not in uniform,
Yeah, I
is it?
have the uniform. But can I go and get it? If you
Yeah,
all
yeah,
want to
yeah.
see
Sure,
it.
sure,
Go ahead,
sure.
go ahead, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead,
Go for it.
go ahead. Interesting, very
Yeah, very
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
So this is,
Oh, that's
however, this one is not mine. So my principal in school, her husband does jujitsu as well, and
okay.
he had a spare. So he was like,
Wow.
"Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Okay, how much?" And he was like, "No, I'll just give it to you, but I got no belt." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure." When he gave this to me, it was like 3 times my size because that dude's a big dude. He's like 6'4",
Oh,
or like not 6'4", like probably like 6'3", maybe
that's good.
six
That's
three.
a big size, right?
So
Vijay,
I had
that's
to
tall.
shrink
Yeah.
this. I had to shrink this. So basically, you wash it with hot water and you dry it. So I shrinked it like 4 times, and it was honestly the most like grueling thing. And I only got this after I stopped going to my fit because at that time I just wanted to get done what I could.
Yeah.
So Tuesdays would be jiu-jitsu no gi, so you just wear whatever. You would wear the compression ones like this.
Oh, I
You
see, I
would
see.
wear the
Yeah.
compressions,
Oh, you
and
already
then
all geared up already.
no, I wear this
Yeah.
because like I
It's
I
comfortable.
sweat a lot, so
Ah, I
this one
see, I
is
see.
good for me. Uh, so and then Wednesday nights will be boxing, my favorite. That was my
Yes.
favorite night. And YFIT has one championship fighters.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you know Richard Cormier or something, he's the one championship
Uh,
fighter. So
oh,
he's a
he is
coach.
that. He trains in my fit.
Ah, he trains at
Wow.
MIT. He's one of the coaches as well. So
That's
he does boxing, Muay Thai,
yeah.
and the boot camps, the conditioning classes.
Yeah, conditioning
And then
classes.
yeah, and then Thursday night would be jiu-jitsu again, nogi. And then Fridays I would take off, but sometimes I will go there just for either Muay Thai in the evening or, or just weights with my teammates, strength training. And then Saturday would be MMA in the afternoon, and then Sunday rest, and then Monday repeat.
Oh,
So
damn. It's
I
all
think
hustle, man.
yeah, man. And then when I started going back, I was 114 kilos. And then, yeah, most people think this is fake, but it's not. I'm 100% real. By the time I finished my membership in YFIT, I was 86 kilograms.
Damn, that's huge.
That's yeah, that's a very
86.
big difference.
And
Ooh.
when I stood on the scales in the gym, I was like, wait, what? And then I'm
What happened to my body? Yeah.
like, for real? I was like, this is
Yeah.
fake. And then I
Uh,
went home, I weighed myself, oh shit, it's 86. And then
66.
I was like, nah, don't see no difference. And then this is when they started opening up church as well. So I went back to church to help set up for the new SOPs and everything. When I went there, right, people were saying, who are you? They're asking, who are you? And I'm like, I took off my mask. I was like, it's me, Nicholas. And I was like, they were like, wait, what? I was like, you look so different. What happened to you? And then everybody else started seeing me. It's like, hey, you lost weight, huh? You lost weight, huh? And I was like, oh, I actually did. It's
Uh,
not real. It's real. And
uh,
then, as much as I would have loved to continue in my fit, I didn't have the funds to do so because I think it was like 280 a month, which to
uh,
me was worth it because I was going every day. I was making full use of their classes and their facilities. So to me, it was worth it. To other people who go casually may not think it's worth it, but
yeah,
it was very worth it. And
correct.
in that time, and remember what I said about when I first came into the gym, everybody was like in their hand wraps, hitting the
Yeah,
bag and all that. Right?
correct.
By the time I left the gym, I became one of those people.
Oh,
I became one of those people who was just at the gym, who was there constantly training, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, I turned into one of these people. How nice. And it was honestly the most fun I've ever had because the coaches they'll actually tell you, okay, you want to do this, you do it. I'm gonna teach you how to do it, which is one thing I appreciate and one thing I didn't really get from when I was at Alex, learning how to box. And my and they said I had a natural um like power. So you have the power in your hands. And when I was 114 kgs, I would hit the mitts and my trainer would be like, his hand would
go back. Yeah,
like cock back.
the force there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And then he said, how much do you want to reduce your weight? You're like 114 now, right? Yeah, I want to get down to about 70 kg. Or maybe I would get down to about 73, and then when I fight, I'm gonna cut to 70. Because with every fight camp,
oh,
you have to cut weight. I think
yes,
teacher will know this. So
yeah,
like you have to cut weight. You cannot.
correct.
It's either you cut weight or you put on weight. You
Yes,
cannot just be at that weight.
yeah,
Okay, so you have to cut weight. So
yeah.
he said you get down to about 73, 74 like that. You can cut 4 kg like that, no issue. But I tell you, when you cut down to 70, right, nobody's gonna get hit by you because like naturally when you're heavy, right, and then you already hit hard. Imagine when you are lighter
You are
and that
faster.
force you're faster and you hit even harder. So
Yes,
I was very excited about that. I was like, gone lah, nobody gone, and anybody fighting me gone. But I did it with humility lah. I didn't want to do it
yeah,
being cocky.
yeah,
I don't want to be like that, those fellas. I mean, this is not to throw shade at any race or anything. I'm all about equality, but some certain Melayu fighters, right? They just want to come, show off their silat, thinking they can fight, and they just be cocky the whole time. And
I mean,
I
that's not
think,
right, lah. Mm.
yeah. And then my teammate who had a fight, I think last year, he won first round. submission, rear naked choke.
Ooh.
This fella, right, when you watch the video, right, because before the fight, the referee stands both of you. Okay, they'll tell you this thing, don't hit here, don't hit there. Right. The Malay fella was looking at my Chinese friend like, what?
Oh,
Being
taunting,
cocky,
taunting.
like staring at him. My Chinese friend just but straight face. As soon as the bell rang, right, the Malay fella came out, throwing kicks,
Yeah.
everything. Chinese friend, take down, choke. So whatever it is, humility is key lah.
Yeah.
You
So
have to let
guys,
your
yeah,
your skill.
yeah. So guys, don't get offended, guys. Nothing racial. It's just
Yeah,
sport.
man.
Yeah, sport.
Yeah, it's all sport. It's all in. Is People call it the fight game. That's what everybody's calling it nowadays. It's called the fight game.
Yeah.
You get in the fight game, it's all about your passion. Like I think Tijan, you fought once before, right? Or like you've boxed
Um,
before, right?
box lah. I would say did boxing
Yeah.
too before. Yeah.
So
So
yeah, I remember
I
because
know how you feel.
yeah, yeah. So I remember one time I think John told me because he said like you came back to school with like you had like the bandage on your eyebrow
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah. That is
something.
sparring. Because fighters
Oh
training, that
yeah.
time training for fighters training for 3 months
Mm,
non-stop. So yeah, lah, that was hell of a day, man. Honestly, if you ask
yeah.
me, because when you're training normal, uh,
Mhm.
it's different when you're training with a fighter.
Mhm.
You know, it's two
Yeah.
different things. So can you imagine you're just there and then tiba-tiba and the round start, pop, you'll be like, hey, where the hell did the punch came from? Lah, you'll be, hey, that's so fast, I gonna
Exactly.
hit. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah. So
it
there
was
is there
really
is a difference. I mean, training with non-experienced fighters and
non-express and
actual fighters. You know,
correct.
and like I actually brought some clips of my training actually to show if
Oh,
you
all
if
right,
you
right.
guys want to see. And there
Yeah, we
is
can.
one particular clip. I think Tijan, I've sent you this clip before when I used to ask you for pointers and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I am not intentionally beating this person up because I can. It's because that day he said he wanted to go hard sparring. He specifically told me, I want you to pressure me
Pleasure.
and hit me. I
Yeah.
want to know what it feels like. And this guy's my childhood friend. I've known him since SK. Since Kola Renda, I know this fella. And the fact that he came to me and he wanted to learn how to box, and I was like, okay, I know enough to teach the basics. That's why I teach. So right now, as of today, I actually offer personal training for boxing 101. So basically, I teach the
Oh.
basics. So but this is not until MCO finishes, obviously, when we
Yeah.
can get people and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I have started, and I don't feel like teaching over Zoom. I feel that's not good. I mean, you may not you're not able to help the person firsthand. I mean, in a way you are, but in a way you're not.
Yeah.
So
Because you need to be there
and
physically to see the person's posture, the person's,
exactly the footwork, the
yeah,
placement
footwork.
and stuff.
Correct.
And sometimes your internet will be laggy, or you need a rejoin meeting.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
sorry, I lagging.
Lagging,
Some fellas will
yeah,
say, hey, cannot turn on camera lah,
yeah,
cannot lah. You know,
yeah. Like
and
example, you are
then
teaching, you're watching your students, and then suddenly you be thinking, hey, why he stopped like that? Then you realize, the flight DC disconnected.
ah, and the fella
Hey,
the
say,
fella freeze or something.
yeah, please.
So I love teaching in real life. I think everybody does that. Everybody prefers everything face to face. But given the situation, you have to make do. So I mean, I can show the clips right now actually if you want.
Actually, we can play your clip, at the end of this video
I
so
think
that
you send us the
yeah,
clip,
you
then
send
we'll put it at the end of the
Okay,
video so
we'll edit
everyone
for
can
you.
see
Yeah,
lah. Easier
yeah,
like that.
okay, sure. I'll send you the links after this.
So at least
And
at least at the end of the video, at least they can check out your clip.
cool, cool, cool.
yeah.
So
So
and there was one moment when we were training as well. Sorry, but
no,
there
yeah,
was
go
one
ahead, go ahead.
moment with my teammate. He started giving PT. This guy's a jiu-jitsu blue belt. So I asked him, hey, can teach me, can do a PT with me? He said, can. 20 ringgit. 20 ringgit for 3 hours,
Oh,
which was student price, and I was so happy. I told my mom, I was like, okay,
I didn't
I'm
get.
gonna train 20 ringgit. And he was just outside my house at the basketball court.
Wow, that's
So he
so
would come, yeah,
yeah,
he
so
would
easy.
come,
Yeah,
and then he was like, wow, this place very good, like big ass basketball court, nobody's using it. So then he started having all these classes here at my house. So for me, it was just like free class. I'm going. Okay, I'll transfer you 20 ringgit later. And I would sometimes I would bring more people, like my friends who wanted to do it. I would bring them, and then they would pay him, and then I basically helped promoting his son. So now he has his own studio where he trains
Wow.
people in Kapong
Oh,
or in
okay.
Cheras or somewhere.
That's
He's
very
an
good.
online fella lah, Chinaman lah. Okay, so very energetic fella. And I remember I hit him, like we were sparring one time, right? My legs, when I'm tired, my legs I don't bend one. My legs I'm standing straight and I'm just arm punching. I don't use my legs because I'm tired. So there's one moment you will see in the clip later, is that I dodge one punch and he hits me, and then I found him like open for like a split second, and I just popped out one very hard jab, right? And it cut his eyebrow open and he started bleeding.
Oh my.
Yeah, and
Oh
that was the
my.
first time I ever punched someone and they started bleeding. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And there was
Luckily,
like a minute left in the round as well. So I was like, saying, sorry, sorry, sorry. We poured the water and everything is just blood. And I was like, oh God. And the funny thing is that it wasn't with boxing gloves, it was with 4-ounce MMA
oh
gloves
my God, this is gonna
because
hurt.
we were MMA sparring. And for
Yeah.
those who don't know, MMA gloves are very thin. There's
Yes.
basically
Less padding.
what there's by the feel of it here, probably 1 cm to 1.5 cm of padding,
Yeah. It's
and
very
your
little.
fingers
Right.
out. Yeah, and your fingers are out as well.
Yeah.
So you can accidentally eye poke someone or you can scratch them.
Yeah.
Um, and these gloves are very beat up. They say they're like that. I've used them until they like started tearing, fraying, and honestly, I've never hit someone like that and actually felt bad. And then my teammates were just like, yeah, dude, just spar hard, just spar less intense. I know you're frustrated, but just like chill. And then he's like, yeah, okay, I got it. I'm sorry. But then the dude came back the next week and we sparred again.
It was
We sparred
okay. Yeah.
again.
It's good.
Because
Like
this guy
this.
is seasoned fighter already. Seasoned fighter, he's been cut in worse places.
That's what
And
fighters do.
yeah,
They
man.
get hit, they come back strong.
hmm
Yeah.
And
All sportsmen are that's what they
and then
do, lah.
last year, so I told my coaches, I was like, hey coach, how long do you think it'll take me to get my first fight? He's like, your work ethic, 1 month training already you can fight. Amateur, go.
That's good.
Can.
They can see
And I
your
was like,
potential.
yes, I can fight. And then uh there's this corporation called F3 Championship. So they do a lot of amateur bouts and stuff in KL and around PJ and Selangor, KL and stuff. And here's the thing, with amateur bouts, you don't really get paid. At the end of the day, they don't pay you. They just give you a medal and a CJ, a cert and a medal. But you have to pay to register.
I see. I see.
So originally it was 50 to register. And then as of lately, they've bumped it up to 80. So
Hmm.
it's 80 ringgit to register for you to fight. And there's not even a guarantee that you are going to get an opponent.
My God.
So, but they will find you an opponent. So, and I asked my parents. Obviously, at this age, you have to ask your parents. It's by nature, At my
Yeah.
age, ask them, especially for something this serious or this
Correct.
thing you're gonna do.
It's
So I
understandable.
asked
Yeah.
them. They said, and then there was a point where I wanted to just. I didn't want to go to college. I just wanted to do MMA full time. I just wanted to quit everything, just train my ass off, and just fight for a living. And then this is when people started telling me, like people around me who I went and confided in, they tell me, okay, fine, you do it. And then just say down the road, okay, you do it, you made it and stuff. Then suddenly another pandemic comes,
Mm.
or there's a career threatening injury, especially in the sport. There's a lot of injuries, like Conor
Correct.
McGregor broke his foot.
Yes.
Chris Weidman snapped his shin.
Yeah.
Even Anderson Silva snapped his shin.
Yeah.
You know, um,
All the great fighters. Yeah.
yeah, man. Billy Joe Saunders broken orbital
Yeah.
bone. And some people they said, "What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do?" And I didn't have an answer. I was like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do?" And then as I turned 19 earlier this year, I was thinking, no, as before the year ended last year, I was thinking myself, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna be able to do it right now. I think it's best to have a safety net. So I told my parents, okay, I'll get a diploma, get a normal job, and then I'll train on the side. And if that takes off, I'm gonna do that. Okay. And if it doesn't, fine, I can pursue other things. And that was the most mature and sound decision I've ever made in my life. Because I think it's in life you need to have that sort of maturity about what is going to happen and what you can do.
Right.
So if you know your limits and you know how much you can push yourself, then you'll be able to make wise and mature decisions.
Right.
And I am also very grateful to have my older brother. He's, even though he has 5 years of age on me, feels like 2 or 3. He's given me so many words of wisdom and advice. And honestly, I would be lost. Like my ego would have been just like sky high, if I wasn't given reality checks. And
Correct.
then 2021 started. I started college.
That's
I'm
good.
I'm surprisingly enjoying education now. In high school, I
That's great.
hated education. I hated subjects. I hated going to school. You'd fake injury, like you fake being sick. You would you just make up excuses like just not going to go to school because you have homework and all that teenage drama. Oh, he's doing this to me, they're doing it to me. You don't understand me. And yes, it's a phase. And also, mental health is also very serious. Everybody's had those stages of depression. You know, and that's also in also some of my artwork that you will see later on as well. There's a very heavy influence on a message. So as of late, my artwork has been getting more meaningful and more meaningful, having layers and layers of interpretation, because as it is in the world today, art is very subjective. People can look at one thing another way, somebody can look at
Yeah.
it another way.
It depends on the person's perspective,
Exactly.
Perspective
right?
of it.
Yeah. And it makes it that much more interesting because people can say, hey, what do you think about this? They have a different view. What do I think about it? I have a different view. Let's talk about it. And it's a good conversation. So, and for the first time in my life, I'm enjoying my education. I'm actually enjoying, I mean, as much as I would love to enjoy college life in real life, I just finished my second semester and I've done 2 semesters in 2021 right here on my desk.
Gotta do what
And
you gotta do, man. That's the only
Yeah.
choice.
exactly, and I told myself, I think in the middle of my second sem, because it was really hectic. I had assignments pending, I had presentations, I had group work, I had short films, I had everything.
Wow.
And I told myself, if I'm gonna sit here and complain the whole time, right, and just put off work, I'm not gonna get anything done. And there's no point complaining about, oh yeah, I'm here now and I can't even go to campus. At that point, what's the point of complaining? You're just wasting energy. You're just wasting your breath and just complaining when you can actually do your work. So I beat down on, like, this is a saying in the fight game as well. Like, just say if you're in a round, right, you bite down on your gum shield and you just go. You bite down on your mouth guard and you just go. So I did that. I beat down and just did my work. And I'm actually waiting for my results actually now. So
Yeah.
hopefully I pass
Excited
all
about
my
it.
subjects.
Yeah.
In a way, yes, and in a way, no.
It's
Because
normal,
it's
lah.
college, Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and most of my subjects are project based. So if you fail a project based subject, you have to retake the whole subject.
Uh,
But if you
Oh.
that's the
fail
messed up part of it,
exam,
lah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you fail like exam process uh subject, then you retake exam. You don't have to retake the whole subject, but you still have to pay anyway. So fingers crossed, pass. Uh, But my friends are telling me, like, all my college mates are telling me, dude, it's impossible for you to fail. If you don't even, if you, it's impossible.
That's
And
the
being,
benefits, and the benefit is going to class and doing your work, showing your work. You feel like, oh damn, the lecturer tells you, like,
yeah,
you need to fix this, you need to fix that. That's different. But when you're doing it
mhm,
online, like, I mean, like, not to be rude, lah, bro. I think everyone can pass through online, because you're
that is
showing
also
them
very
one
true.
work. Imagine you're showing them in front, but you don't know what's at the back. As an
Yes,
example. So
exactly.
it's like that.
Mhm,
Anybody, that's the not so beneficial thing through online class, lah.
true, very true. So it is also, and I also with my work, I have coursework as well. So you have like extra credit and all that stuff. So like you have, okay, so in week one we're learning this about Photoshop. Here's your exercise. You finish this, you hand it in, you get extra credit. And for the first time, I have I've missed 0 classes in 2 semesters. Every class I've attended 100% attendance, and I mean that's never happened to me before. Like
Change your life,
I
Damn.
exactly, and I'm actually enjoying, as again, like I said, enjoying my education. And
That's
the
good,
fact
man.
that
That's very
I'm
good.
doing graphic design is also another passion that I love, which is art. Art is like, now I'm gonna get into my art, is that anything can be art. You know what I mean? Like people say, fighting is an art. That's why it's called mixed martial artist. It's art.
Exactly.
There's an ART in there.
Yeah.
You know, uh, there's so many different interpretations of art, so many different mediums. You got oil painting, you have 3D painting, you have models, miniatures, everything. Canvas painting, graffiti. There's so many different possibilities, and people can say, "Oh yeah, that's art." You know, like there are people. Um, this is how subjective art is as a whole. There's a painting, or like not say a painting, it's a art piece, which is a banana duct taped to a white canvas. I think that sold for about nearly 180,000 USD
My
or more,
goodness.
you know.
Just a banana
And
stick on a white
no, no,
canvas.
no, it's just a banana
Ah,
with duct tape that you get from Ace Hardware or something. You just
ah.
take the duct tape and you just tape it you just tape the banana in between, and it's the duct tape on top of the canvas. And people actually buy it, you know.
Wow.
And people can interpret that in so many different ways. And that's kind of the beauty that I see within art. And I himself thought I've never gone for any art classes.
Oh, you never
Nothing,
went.
nothing. I mean, if you
Wow.
count Peningkan Seni as art class, which you don't really learn anything. I mean, you just go there and just like
Yeah,
throw the
uh,
chalk at the
yeah.
at the
Teacher
blackboard.
say, the teacher will say, okay, hari ni lukis aquatic. Lepas tu
Yes,
dia
you play
so
aquatic,
you
or
lukis
And the
lah,
you
lukis
final
play,
final project will be painting shoes.
and
yes, painting shoes. Uh, and then like for the exam as well. In this is the best part of like, I think it was UPSR year. I think no, it wasn't. Was it UPSR? No, it was standard five. Standard five. Right. We had art exam. So one of the things was, you can build a robot. You can build a robot, or you can build something, and then you can make any weapon you want. I don't know why. They say, okay, boleh
oh,
buat
oh,
apa pelbagai senjata. I'm like, any weapon? Are you serious? And back then I had a hot glue gun. So it was a glue gun, like you put the glue stick and it melts in. I made a katana
out of it.
out of cardboard. I made a katana out of cardboard. It was like, I think, this long. It was like that long. I made the
Damn.
katana. It had like the cutting edge. It had the flat edge. It had the
Oh,
handle, the guard. It had the cool handle and stuff. And then when I picked it up, the blade just went because
Stop
I
it.
didn't really build it. I didn't build it properly, and then I gave it to my teacher. He was like, "Wow, sedap ah, sedap ah, wow." he swing one time, right, thing pop, and then say, okay, tak apa lah. And then I still got an A for it. Still got an A.
Yeah. I mean, you
So I
tell
was
me,
happy.
yeah, who had the idea to build a katana out of card box, man? Damn, I didn't know.
Exactly.
If I were you back in your age, I wouldn't have that mind, that thought, you know.
Yeah, I think
That's
because
unique.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I come from a very artsy family. Because like my dad's architect,
Ah, I
my
see, I
mom's an
see, I see.
art teacher. You know, my brother's
Oh,
a film director.
yeah.
So we're
Very
all in
good.
the arts. So if on, like that's why in high school, right, I didn't take any like in my final year, you could pick your subject. So I only picked one science subject, physics, because I love physics. You know, it would have been because like my father art stream, my mother art stream, my brother art stream. It would be really weird for me to do a science stream kind. Like if you this one for like that, hey, science stream, what are you gonna do? Medicine, you know? But I went with art stream because that's what I did.
Uh,
You know, I loved arts. You know, there was I did school plays in my school. You know, every
wow.
graduation year we had like concert, we had singing, we had choral speaking, everything, and that really helped me come out of my shell because you know as I was quite chubby in like form 1. So when I came to my new school, it was very daunting because everybody was like, I mean, I come from government school, dude. Like, I don't mess with people as fancy as you all, you know, because it was sort of a private school, lah. I mean, I'm very blessed to have gone to a private school where they gave me a good education, and I'm very grateful for a good education. Um, that's helped my English, it's helped my speaking, my vocabulary, everything. So, and I was 1 year back. I was held back 1 year
Oh,
because my orientation when I was like doing my assessment, right, I didn't really do well. Like I didn't have any good scores lah, to say. And but they held me back, and then I graduated and stuff. And then I waited 1 year.
mm-hmm.
So after I graduated, 17 years old, 18 years old, I did this before I knew about COVID. Okay. I said 18 years old, I'm gonna enjoy my life, man. I'm gonna enjoy being 18. I wanna go out, I'm gonna have fun, you know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go out with my
yeah.
friends, come back, everything. Right. And then boom, COVID-19. I'm like,
Mm.
COVID really just took away my 18th
Took everything,
year.
yeah.
And
I
it
think
really
there's
sucked.
I think you can use your 20s to enjoy your life, bro.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
long
so
way
I
to go,
turned
man.
30 in
Long way to go.
January.
Many adventures, people to meet.
Yeah, but
You know?
yeah, the funny thing is, right, is that I have done everything that a 21-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, right, does when I was like 16, 17. You know, I started drinking when I was 16. You know the occasional smoking, vaping, all that
Yeah.
stuff. You know, and
Yeah.
going to bars. You know, because at the time I was tall, I was big, I had a beard. You know,
People
I
look
had
at you, be whoosh. I know I'm gonna match this
exactly
guy.
exactly. So they didn't really bother, and as
Yeah.
long as you didn't stick out like a sore thumb, you can get anywhere. You can go anywhere. But this is a disclaimer. Do not do it. Make sure you're old enough to
Yeah.
participate in all these
Please,
activities.
guys, don't do that, guys.
Exactly. Be responsible. Okay.
Okay.
And so when you get into all this and you know you do this, you know you drink here and there, you have your first beer, like everything like you know when it comes to all these things, substances, you know, women, everything, you know, relationships, all these things, right? When you're supposed to experience it at like 18, 19, 20, 21, I've already experienced it in when I was 16, 17. So that satisfaction of, yeah, I'm turning 18, I can finally drink. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Done that.
I'll just have one beer. So what? I wasn't excited.
Yeah.
And then when I turned 19, I was like, oh, okay. So right now, I don't know why I'm like this, but whenever I turn a year older, right, I become I don't like birthdays. Like I know it's a bit odd, but I feel very
I feel
awkward
you.
when like
Mm.
I feel very awkward when I'm standing there in front of my cake and everybody's looking at me, singing happy birthday,
Happy
and
birthday.
yeah, telling me to blow out my candles. And
Uh,
I'm like,
make a wish, make a wish.
okay, yeah, yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, is this what, like, I'm just turning a year older,
Yeah.
you know? Why are we
Yeah.
celebrating this? Like, why am I celebrating it like this? And
Yeah.
I think when I did my birthday post this year, I said to myself, I am more sound in mind and body. I have
Wow.
been I'm more aware of myself, of my limitations, having that sense of maturity and independence of myself as a young man, especially in Malaysia and as a young Indian man. It is, I'm grateful for those around me, those who have helped me become who I am, and that's the kind of direction I went with my birthday, and people, yes, wishing me happy birthday. I was like, yeah, thank you, thank you. Yes, of course, I'll go out to dinner, I'll have a nice dinner and all that. But there was a time where I wanted to just, my birthday, I'm gonna go out, get pissed drunk with my friends, come back at 6 o'clock in the morning, pissed drunk, vomit. And I'm and when I couldn't do it at 18, right, I was, that's not what I want. That's when I'm drinking, is that my goal? Like, do I drink to get pissed drunk and make stupid decisions? You know? And that's also a perk of being, I wouldn't say, I'm not boasting or anything, but I guess that's a peak of, that's like a perk of being wiser when you're younger, because people are not going to tell you this. I
Yeah.
had the privilege of an older brother who has gone through all this
Yeah.
crap, and he's telling me, try to avoid all this. Know your limits, know your
Yeah.
everything.
Correct.
So it's not. So this is like for everyone. It's not just me. Like, basically know your limits. Everybody's going to tell you this. Some people may not tell you this, but you have to know your limits. Know how much you can take, how much you can do.
True.
And if you think you can do more, take it slow.
Yeah.
you know I remember, I think last year, in February, my friend's birthday, I surprised her for her birthday. So we have a mutual friend who is also my best friend. uh his father is in a band, so he plays like the bass. So they have like this old band, like oldies music. So it's
Oh,
like
classic.
Oasis, Linkin Park,
And that's so
um
classic.
Queen, all that good stuff. And then they were playing in the bar, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I went. First thing I came, obviously you're 18, you feel like you own the world. You can tunjuk IC, 18 boleh lah,
Yeah.
you can tune.
You
You know,
can flex lah.
but I
Yeah.
didn't have to
I'm
lah.
18.
I didn't
Yeah.
have to lah. I mean, I had a
Yeah.
good beard. I didn't shave that week. I was like, I know I'm gonna do some stupid crap. I'm gonna keep my beard. I'm not gonna shave. And then I went. I had a beer, I had one beer, and then when they came, I surprised and everything. And then the night just went on. More beer. Father, the bandmates brought bottle, everything,
Oh.
cow. And this is one thing I did not know. Do
Mm.
not mix beer and whiskey or beer and hard liquor. Don't do it. It is a bad idea. Do not
Yes.
mix. Stick with one.
Stick, yeah. Correct.
Okay?
It'll bring you to another universe, bro. Trust me.
Exactly. You bring you to a whole different, like, atmosphere. So, and then I threw up and then everything. Like,
Uh,
my friends are like, they were like, hey bro, you're drunk, right? I'm like, boleh lah.
Once you start
That one of
vomiting,
those
yeah.
ones, you still, when you're drunk, but you still have your ego, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
boleh
Come
lah,
on lah. Okay lah.
steady
Yesterday's
lah,
food
and
was
then,
bad.
then you
I
like,
know. Mm.
exactly, something is wrong with the burger, lah, something wrong lah. You didn't cook it right, lah.
Yeah.
All that crap. And in hindsight, that was one of the best nights ever, because the music was there, that, and there's a saying, time flies when you're having fun. So you're having fun, everything is just, there are those moments that you have to cherish, lah, those good moments where you're like, this is what life's about, enjoying it with your friends and all that. And then obviously as you grow older, you appreciate it more, you grow. And it's safe to say, I think for both of you as well, like, when you were younger, you had different things that you wanted to do, and
Mm.
now that you look back, you're like, really, Like, how stupid was I? You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's always
But
that. And when my brother would tell me about that moment where, you're gonna look back and then you're gonna be like, how stupid am I? Like, why? And then when that moment actually happened to me, I went to him and I was, do you remember that moment you were talking to me about? He's like, yeah, I understand you now. I understand. And that comes with age. It comes with experience. It comes with everything. And back to the art as well. Like now, I specialize in portraiture. Portraiture is basically people's faces,
oh,
human drawings. But I have a very specific style. It's not as much as I would love to do realism, like hyper realism and stuff. My style right now is black and white with one color. So there is a drawing, I think, that I did. It's on my Instagram. Uh, I did it, and I think it was called Ecstasy. Yeah, it was a drawing called Ecstasy, and it was this black and white sketch of this woman. And it's not morbid, but the reason I did this is because I didn't know how to draw hair, so I just
okay.
like made her head like a cup, and
Oh,
inside was like a glowing blue galaxy,
oh,
and her eyes were
yeah.
glowing, and then she had
Wow.
a lotus tattoo on her neck going up to her face, and that was glowing. And I did this all on my phone. So I have um a pen stylus, which I and then I draw on my phone. So I am yet to get a digital tablet to further boost my
For the boost, yeah. That's
skills.
gonna help you a lot, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then I did another one called Dragon. Did another one called Dragon, and this time I actually did hair. I copped out last time by not doing hair, and then this time I was like, screw it, I'm gonna do hair. So I did the hair, and this was that one was the most grueling one because it was again black and white, but this time the color was, I think, hot pink or something. A very nice, deep, rich pink. And for some reason, my brain just said, "Hey, why don't you do like a Japanese dragon tattoo this time?" And I'm like, "Have you seen a Japanese dragon? That is the most complicated thing to draw on earth." Because if you look at Japanese dragon tattoos, right, they are the most difficult tattoos to draw. There are so many lines, and I was like, the previous drawing, Ecstasy, took 100 minutes. So just under 90 minutes. Um, Dragon took 6 hours. And half of that was the dragon.
6 hours is
So
like from Malaysia to Japan, flying
yeah, and I
airplane.
actually, if you look at the post, dragon actually is in Japanese. So I actually typed it out in Japanese and then put the in
Wow.
English.
Oh, oh,
So
oh.
and then I did two posts for Pride Month. So for those who don't know, Pride Month is a month where the
Uh,
LGBT, the gays, the bisexuals, the transgenders, everything, the non-binaries, everybody is celebrated and appreciated. And I wanted to show my support for the community, and because for me as a young man, and I have gay friends, I have lesbian friends, all that stuff. I understand what it's like for them to hide what they are sometimes, and those who are really brave, they come out. And so
correct.
I just wanted to do something that empowered them, but not in a very direct way. I did it in a very general way, so I did two posts where one was a black man uh, crying rainbow tears. So
Okay.
rainbow is the flag of
Yeah,
the colors of the
that is
LGBT.
very
So
deep. That's very
yeah,
deep.
the way the I did him crying the tears, and then I put I said shout out to sexualities, to all sexualities, love yourself, love others, love to all. And that was the point where I said, okay, I'm doing this not just for me, but for others as well. And then
It's about
I
equality, la, end
repeated
of
the
the
same
day.
thing. Exactly. Everybody's equal. And then the second one I did was a black woman wearing a traditional African dress, with the rainbow colors as the dress,
Oh, it's
you know.
very nice.
And
Very beautiful.
she has a gold earring with the uh he call it like the symbol for male and female.
Yeah, that
So they have
I'm
both of
not
that.
sure what you call it, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that symbol,
The
right?
symbol,
Yeah.
yeah. I did that, and then it was it was smooth sailing. And then I did something which it took a lot of courage to do because I didn't want to jump into it like not ready. So I think I on the 26th of June I launched my art studio. So it's called Illumination Art Studios. Um, I've been working on this like for years. You know, when I did my certificate courses and all that stuff, you know, I used this as my website. And now that I'm in college, I wanted to do something more than just me. So within the studio, there are four departments. So you got digital art, photography, canvas, and film. You know, um, me and my brother, we love film. We love watching movies. We watch one movie a day without fail. One movie a day. Or
Together.
if it's too late, then it's one movie over the course of 2 days. And every year we do a Star Wars marathon. Every year we do a Lord of the Rings marathon, Hobbit
Yeah.
marathon,
Yeah.
and especially Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. Those were the movies that really, especially Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings really boosted my brother and I's childhood. Like that was a very big part of our
Yes.
childhood.
It's a
We've
wonderful
watched it
movie.
so many times. Yeah, we've watched it so many times where when we hear the soundtrack to a scene, we
You
know
know.
what scene
You
and
know
what
what's
the
gonna
characters
say.
say.
You know what's gonna happen,
We
right?
know what's
Yeah.
gonna say. And it's the same thing with Star Wars.
Correct.
We
Correct.
hear
Correct.
the music, we know what scene has been
Yeah.
playing. We know what this person says. We know what happens. It is basically like engraved into our brains. And that's also the beauty of film, which I have started to gain a bigger appreciation for. You know, to the point where, you know, my brother is teaching me tools of the trade, you know, when he helped me with my video production class for SEM 2. I had to film a lot of things, so he taught me. And then he that he had already taught me this before, and I knew all these things. So when my teacher showed it on screen, right, I'm like, I already know all this, you know? And I feel like I had that upper hand. You know, I had the upper hand in knowing
Yeah.
this and knowing that and knowing
Because you
how
had experience. Yeah.
exactly something like that. And even my lecturer told me as well, he's like, why aren't you a broadcasting and film student? Why are you a graphic design student?
uh,
You can do so much as a broadcasting and film student. Well, there's already one director in my house. We don't need another one.
another,
So let me go and dominate another industry,
yeah,
kind
another
of thing.
industry.
Yeah. And now, as of now, I handle the digital art department and the canvas painting department in my art. For photography and film, I'm still looking for people to head the department. And eventually one day I would love to open up these studios for real, like as a gallery, as a studio. And also I have a deep appreciation for tattoos, you know, as I don't have any as of now. I plan to get in the future, or, you know, once I'm really set on what I want to do. I wanted to integrate my art studios with a tattoo shop. So if you don't know the industry about tattoos, most people, if they are working in a gallery, the gallery takes a certain percentage of their commission. So
Oh,
basically, if
okay.
I tattoo, just say for instance, I'm a tattoo artist, I tattoo, and the
Okay.
price is 1K. The price for
Okay.
the piece is 1K. TGen pays me 1K, but I get maybe 800, 700. The rest goes to the shop.
So shop.
And yeah,
That's how
and
it
that's
works.
understandable. That's
Mm.
understandable. But for me, I understand as an artist, I understand the struggle it is to come up with ideas, the work it takes to put it on paper, you know, to go through the hours. And if the person heading the gallery doesn't understand that, they don't really understand it and they don't really know how to do it. So I would this is what I would do if I had the chance to do it. It's just an idea, but I would basically hire this tattoo artist and tell them I will take 5 to 10% of your commission, and that doesn't go to me, it goes to the shop. That means if you need, it goes for the materials. You need your needles, you need your ink, your gloves, everything, the printer ink, anything, it goes into that to take care of the tattoo
I
shop,
see. I see.
and you keep the rest. That is yours because you worked for that. That is yours. You spend 6, 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours tattooing this person. You know, you're gonna get what you're worth.
Correct.
And I feel like that would make a deeper appreciation for art. You know, and as tattoo artist, it's very hard to gain apprenticeship. It's about 10,000 ringgit to gain apprenticeship in Malaysia
Oh,
to learn how to tattoo, and
damn.
that alone says how hard it is, especially for tattoo artists. And Malaysia being Malaysia, tattoo not good. You tattoo means you gangster lah, you this one. You're
Kongsi
not
gelap lah and all this. Yeah.
exactly. You bad person lah. You cannot
Yeah.
get job and all that stuff. But then tattoos tell stories.
Correct. True.
Tattoos can tell the story. If someone's not very outspoken, right, and they have a lot of tattoos, their tattoos are their story
It's
is
basically it's the story.
told
Yeah.
exactly,
Of their
and
life.
that's the beauty of
Yeah.
it.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's essentially what I want to do in life. I want to impact people.
That's good, man.
I want to
It's good.
make people believe in themselves because I've been in those situations where, okay, I'm depressed, I'm down on my luck, everything. But if you just keep going, you're gonna make it, you know. And even now, I still have moments of depression. I still have, those anxiety attacks. I still have those moments where I'm like, oh God, I can't do it, you know. But in hindsight, that's what makes me human. That's what makes us all human, you know.
Correct.
I've been told this by many people. Life is just it's not like that. Life is
It's always up and down. It's basically a roller
always
coaster.
up and down.
Yeah.
Exactly. People's gonna say life is a roller coaster and stuff.
Correct.
Even like this is how deep I've gone in growing older, right? Like I'm thinking about how I'm gonna raise, the values I'm going to instill in my children, what I want to teach them. And people, when I tell people this, they're like saying, dude, you're 19. Why are you thinking of all this?
I
I
mean,
said,
it's nothing
it's just
wrong. That's
exactly.
your opinion, your thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would assume that you guys would want to raise your kids the way you want to raise them, the way with values, good values that you have, you
Yeah.
know. And for me, I don't really care if my son is a doctor, if my son or my daughter is a lawyer or someone who works in the government. I want them to do what they love. If you do what you love, right, you will get more satisfaction out of it, you know. And this is one thing I think I've said. I don't know if anybody has said this before, but I'd like to think I've said this. I would rather get paid peanuts for doing something I love than being paid millions for doing something I don't love, you know, because then you'll be miserable with yourself. You're just doing it for the money. You know what I mean? So,
True.
I mean, sorry to get very deep, lah, but
No, go
that's,
ahead. It's fine, man.
essentially that's what I want to do. I just want to help people in any way I can. Like, and for me as well, like, I'm I'm a very nice person. I don't, I'm not like very high nose or I'm not very like angry. I don't, stare people down and stuff. You want to talk to me? Yeah, sure. Let's talk. I don't mind. Let's have a conversation. You wanna rant, you wanna get something off your chest. I'm here to listen. Come on. You know? And I guess being that way and being open and responsive to people, you're gonna have to like take that into account and be like, okay, this person is confiding in me. I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to advise them because I want to help them. you know if someone comes to you and says, hey, do I need help lah? down on my luck, you're gonna advise them because you care for that person, and if you're a caring person in general, you're gonna help them. So that's essentially it, lah. I mean, that's the two main things in my life. Just art is something I hold very dear to my heart. Even if I do end up fighting in the future and I become champion or whatever, um, I'm not gonna forget art. I'm still gonna paint. I'm still gonna draw. I'm still gonna
Right.
create. You know, that's that's what I hope I can achieve in the future. I mean, the only the only person I think, if people have watched the movie Creed, right?
It's a beautiful
If
movie
you
too.
if you yeah, if you watch the movie Creed, especially the first one, Rocky tells um, uh, Baby Creed that he brings him to the mirror and he says, "The person that this is who you're fighting all the time, right? The opponent is just in your way."
Yes.
So in a way, he said he believes that in life. So in a way, that is true. The only person who's gonna hold you back is
True.
you. So people
Yeah.
in like sports that say, "Oh, you can't do it, you can't do it," I can't do it, and I have to be honest with myself. And and my brother has told me many times to be honest with myself. And when he tells me this, I break down because I know it's true. You know, me as a man, I have to be honest with myself, and that's how you grow. You know, you in life you grow with experience. That's it. You can't go through something and say, "Oh, I've done it," but if you don't do it, you never know what it is. It's just like fighting. It's just exactly like fighting. You never know until you do. You
True.
know, Mike Tyson said, "Everybody has a plan until they get hit."
I think get hit. Yeah.
Until they get hit, and that is a very true statement. It's a very true statement. But that's pretty much
Wonderful.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. It's just I'll end it by saying this. Just be yourself, love others, love yourself, and you do fine.
True. Wise
That's it.
words.
Yeah, man.
That's the way.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I mean, thanks for sharing, man, with your, your whole, like whatever you've been through and how you started your MMA and things. You see, like, this kind of things. You see, when you join MMA or you're doing art, it's not just, it's just something you're doing, but at the same time, it also, it changes something in life. It makes you into a better person. So yeah, that's thanks,
Definitely.
man. Yeah,
No
great.
worries, man. It's a good
That's
thing
good.
as
That's
well
good.
because I've had all this on my chest, and it's good to
Yeah.
tell people, because that's essentially what you want to do is as a human. You want to help others and you want to reach people. So
Yeah.
that's just how it is, man.
Wanna I wanna tell you something, bro. Actually, your
Yeah,
your
sure,
your
man.
journey and stuff, right? Video. I mean, definitely there will be someone young watching this video. I hope gets inspired, lah, dude. You know,
Mhm,
this world, many young generation like us is different story. But nowadays, you see people go into like bad kind of stuff. A lot of
mhm,
bad things, and they don't really take life seriously. They think enjoyment, and it's okay. I'll just finish my SPM. I'll just screw it out. I don't need to do it and stuff. But like they need to know the struggle. You want this, you need to get this. You need to work hard for that. You can't just like sit down. Like I wanna buy a BMW tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna use my dad's money. Nah, man, you gotta work
mhm,
for it, dude. You know.
mhm.
So
That's
like
very
your
true.
your journey, I hope it inspires a lot of young people out there and
Young
people who
people like
are having hard times in life.
Mhm.
You know. So it's like a mind blowing thing, dude. I mean, deep from my heart, bro. Really respect your journey, man. Hope
Thank
uh
you, man.
hope all is good in the future,
Mhm.
and maybe we should talk about art someday. Because I'm
yeah.
also doing art,
Definitely.
so I will bust you. We'll
Nice.
talk about art someday. Can work it
Sure,
out,
man.
and I'll link all your socials below,
So
and
people can
go show some
check out.
support, guys. At
Yeah.
this
Show
time
some
of
love.
in this time of the year. I mean, it's gonna be 2 years or 3 years, right? COVID, guys. The only choice is show some support. It's free, guys. It's just free. All you gotta do is just go. It's not. It's not something that you pay. Oh, you gotta pay $20 or $30. No, man. It's just free. Go, drop him a follow. You know, show some love, man. End of the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, TJ, you wanna say
Okay.
anything?
Yeah, like you guys can go check out, Nicholas, his wonderful, beautiful art, and you know, you guys need any like what's that word? Any help or any advice? Just ask our man here, Nicholas.
Yeah, just DM him. I mean, I'm sure he'll definitely reply your DMs.
Yeah,
Yeah, my DMs
So
are
he's a
open.
just feel free,
yeah,
guys.
he's a big, kind, loving guy. I'm sure he will. So don't worry, guys. Don't be scared, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So I think we'll end it here.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
end it here.
Yeah.
So, I wish you the best, bro, in life.
Yeah, bro.
Thank
Thanks,
you, man.
mainly the first one. Thanks for coming over and sharing your
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
No worries, man.
because not much people will, open this much and share their stories, because some people might feel insecure telling about themselves. But
Yeah.
thank you, bro.
Eh,
Thanks a lot, man.
No worries, man.
And Nicholas, another thing before we go,
Mhm.
you should be, you should feel proud of yourself because for a person your age, from your generation, you really experience a lot, and it's a beautiful experience.
Mhm.
You're basically, so much of pressure, that is put on you, through life and the things you went through. So it's basically like, there's this saying where you pressurize a rock and slowly becomes a diamond.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'm sure people out there who is your batch
Mhm.
confirm, I'm sure they'll be inspired lah by you. And
Mhm.
thanks again, for coming to
Yeah,
this.
No worries,
just
man.
do what you're doing, man.
Yeah,
It takes
Yeah.
time. Definitely, it does take time. I
Mhm.
mean, you can't get 1 million followers in like 2 3 videos. It
Mhm.
takes years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Some people don't even get to that point yet. But it's all
yeah,
Yeah.
about hard work. You know,
yeah,
Mhm.
we live in a world that people don't um like real talents. Like when you
Mhm.
put your hard work, you do it. People they just come in. They say like, it's just normal. If it's
Mhm.
a painting, there will be good people and there will be the other people, different types of ideas.
Yes.
People might see your painting saying, oh, it just looks like a woman. Then that's
Mhm.
be someone be like, oh damn, look at that. The detail and stuff. There's so many things to talk
Mhm.
about, bro.
Exactly.
Criticism is like a main thing in this world right now.
Yeah.
You just gotta take it, lah. That's all.
Exactly. You know.
But thank you, man. Thank you for coming over. I'll link all your socials below. Please, guys, go show some love.
yeah. Show
And
some love, guys.
talking about
Yeah.
equality, right? Tomorrow there'll be a video about that with another
Oh,
guest. So see you guys
nice.
tomorrow. Peace for now. Stay safe, everyone. Ciao.
Ropes, ropes.
Hands up, hands up. Don't scared, don't scared. Don't face back, don't face back. Go back. Oh, your hand out, corner. Move on. Defend. Ôi. Corner, put it back. Out. Maybe you want to sing angry, huh? No, I really sing angry, bro. Wait, his face look like angry, bro. Oh, nice. Hands up. Thumb, hands up. Hands up. Don't get. Don't move.
Break. You alright? Break. Good, you good?
So I need to open my eyes. Yeah. No, it's fine.